Hello, everybody. Robert Weichelt for another episode of the More Listings Mastermind, a real estate podcast. It basically designed to help you take more listings. Today is no different. We've got a coach, one of our coaches on today, James Cottrell, one of the smartest guys in the business when it comes to the CRM. Our topic today is turning your CRM into a listing machine. So that's what we intend to do today. So we will get right going to that. Let's get started with the program. More Listings Mastermind. It's a weekly mastermind, power, growth, and momentum. It all starts with this week's More Listings Mastermind. A lot of people ask me, why should I join each week? Well, it's simple. You want to take more listings in 2026, this is the place to be. Each week, we provide proven systems to win more listings, generate multiple offers fast, maximize seller profits. Guys, I've never had a seller tell me they wanted to net the least amount of money, and also working smarter, not harder. Your CRM is certainly your friend in that space. You can join us each Wednesday, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern by going to morenowlistings.com. Who am I? My name is Robert Weichelt. I've been in the real estate industry since 1986. I just celebrated 40 years in real estate last February 14th, the last Valentine's Day. It's been crazy. I've had the privilege of helping thousands of sellers, countless agents achieve success in every type of market. As a broker, trainer, mentor, my mission is very simple. I want to empower others to grow, win, and lead with purpose. My primary focus that I help my agents do and the agents that I come in contact with is get more listings by working with the lowest hanging fruit on the seller tree, and that's FSBOs, expireds, pre-foreclosure. Why we want to work with pre-foreclosure? There's a lot of folks out there that need our help. Let's start there. There's also a lot of folks that once they realize that they just cannot keep their home, we want to be there as a resource. And God forbid it goes back to the bank. What that does by working with that market is it positions us into the REO space. So we cover a lot of that: FSBOs, expireds, pre-foreclosure, and also the REO space. I always like to start off with this quote, literally every single week. The only place success comes before work is in the dictionary. And that is Vince Lombardi. I also like to add a quote to that. It works if you do, and that's very relative of what we're going to be going over today. Now, a couple of things that I like to go over. I'm always about the housekeeping, the basics. We need to stretch before we go to the gym. This is no different. Number one, the 5 habits that'll help you grow your business starting today. Lead generation, no exceptions. You got to block out at least 90 minutes every single day for focused prospecting. Number 2, track and measure your numbers. What gets measured gets improved. Number 3, set appointments daily. A day without a seller or buyer appointment should be a red flag in your business. Number 4, follow up like a pro. You've heard the term fortune is in the follow up. Nothing more true here. And of course, sharpening your skills. That's what this podcast is all about. Did you know that 78% of sellers list with the first agent who calls? 78%. That's a very high number. Sellers that want to sell their home but couldn't are looking for a new agent with a better plan. And we certainly have that for you. Speaking of better plans, let me kind of share some of the tools that I'm using, and then we'll get to our speaker. I use My Plus Leads. There's more opportunities out there, other lead sources, but I use My Plus Leads. I've put in the chat box a link that you can use it for 14 days for free, and that's finding all the FSBOs, expireds, pre-foreclosure in your market. You can also add landlords. That's a big space right now. Landlords, they're selling their homes at record numbers right now. So I put in a 14-day free trial. Check it out. And it comes to you every day in the dashboard. It's the best information that I have found. When it comes to cash offers, I know Coach Kathy Ryan's on today, and we'll touch a little bit about this. But if you do not have a cash offer solution, you need one. You can get a cash offer for any seller in 3 to 5 seconds. I said 3 to 5 seconds. That's very quick. You want to be a resource for your sellers, especially the ones that say, I want a cash offer, or at least think they do. We can be able to provide that. It keeps you in the conversation versus you saying, oh, you want a cash offer? I can't help you. I don't know anyone. Now you do. We've got cash offers in 3 to 5 seconds. I also put a link for you to check it out. 14 days for free. Run some cash offers. There's even free tools to use with this. So definitely check it out. Check the chat box out. I want to share with you a listing that we just put under contract. The way I sell my homes is through an online offers platform, transparent offers, transparent compensation. There's an amazing pricing strategy tied to that. This is a property, first day on the market, over 3,000 views, first day. 199 saves, day one. It ended up after 9 days of marketing, we've got the highest and best price for this seller, fully transparent. We had just over 10,000 views in 9 days. Those are big numbers. 603 saves. Saves translate into open house traffic. Look at some of the open house traffic. This is one of Kathy Ryan's listings to illustrate the kind of traffic we're driving using these online offers process and the pricing strategy. She had 884 people through the doors. For full transparency, I'm averaging between 200 and 400 in today's market. Sure, 21, 22, it was an amazing amount of people coming to open houses, but let's be realistic. We're in a little different market, but we're still driving 200, 300, 400 people through the doors, guys. We're getting transparent offers. We're getting multiple offers on our properties. You can see it's fully transparent all the way up to the top. The reason why I point this out, buyers lack transparency. By having the offers transparent, it removes buyer's remorse, number one, because the buyer's remorse is a very serious thing. Sometimes they go, oh my God, I don't know what I paid. I feel like I paid too much. And they're always trying to figure out a way to reduce that sales price or get some kind of credit. It eliminates requests for repairs. Requests for repairs are a renegotiation of the contract because Christian, for example, knows where the other guy is, Jose, right behind him. They're going to be a little more reluctant on looking for cash for repairs or any kind of credits. So it's a great way to go. And I'll certainly give you an opportunity to reach out to me if you want to know more about it. But I wanted to focus in on being efficient and effective with your business. Since March of 2020, I've only taken Zoom listing appointments. Matter of fact, the last 2.5 years, I've been traveling the country with my bride, and we were all over 22 states. Sometimes I would actually pull over, Debbie, in Dallas. I pulled over in a rest stop to take a listing. I brought the Starlink out, got my computer up and running, and you can see it right there. I'm sitting there taking listings from a rest stop in Texas. I think it was Abilene, to be honest with you. I don't know if it was Dallas. I think it was Abilene. My point is, if you're efficient and effective with your business, with buyers, sellers, investors, and agents, if you're growing your team, Zoom is the best place to start. For example, I took 4 listings from the beach in Cabo. The only thing you don't see is the Corona that's right around the other side of that laptop. My point is, be efficient and effective and use Zoom, in my opinion. If you guys want to drive more traffic to your listings, I encourage you to reach out to me. Let's do a 30-minute consultation. Let's find out what's going on in your business. Let's take a look under the hood and let's get rocking and rolling. So that's what I wanted to start off with. We've got a great show for you today. I am super, super excited. James Cottrell's on. James, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. Thanks
for
having
today.
me.
Yeah, today we're going to talk about turning your CRM into a listing machine. And that is what we're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing, and we're going to have a little conversation with Coach James Cottrell.
Sure.
Coach James, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. Yeah, excited to see the people on here today and jump on and share what I can regarding building a listing-based business and leveraging your CRM for that.
I love it. So I'm like, you got speaker view. We'll hold the questions till the end. We'll do a nice Q&A towards the end. And so we'll go ahead and get started. James, let's go. Let's tell the audience first, who's James Cottrell?
So I'm a licensed real estate broker. I've been licensed since 2004, got my broker's license back in 2015. I'm here in the Inland Empire area. Been in this area since, pretty much my whole entire life. I was born in Pomona, but I've lived in Riverside for over 20 some years. Yeah, I'm a father, grandfather, husband.
Don't forget drummer. Don't forget amazing
drummer. Yeah, actually, that is my passion in life is music.
Wait, James, you're too young to be a grandfather.
Oh, well, I love you for that. Thanks, Kathy. No, I actually started. That's my passion in life is music. I have a degree from UC Riverside in music. I am a drummer. I've played in bands since I was a kid, toured a little bit, was hoping to ultimately have success in that. But one of the things that brought me into real estate was kind of what Robert said, like you can, leverage your business wherever you need to. So, when I was touring, I was still selling real estate. I was able to, have people manage the boots on the ground at home, but I was still working while I was away out of the area. So that's one of the things that attracted me to real estate initially when I got licensed.
I love it. So James, let's dive into it. CRM, you're one of our coaches. We have, I think last time I checked, 25 plus coaches that specialize in, for instance, CRM. We have got Coach Kathy with Cash Offers. We've got Jeff Russell with REO, Larry White REO. We've got so many coaches. Tell us a little bit about your coaching you do for the agents.
Yeah. So each week I am, highly seasoned on Bold Trail, which used to be KV Core. So if you catch me referencing KV Core, they're synonymous. They just rebranded. The tool looks a little bit different just as the user interface, but the tools are identical when they rebranded. So if I say that, sorry. But yeah, I do a training every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. It's really a mastermind. It's designed to get people on there, come with questions. Oftentimes I do have content that I present, but more importantly, it's a mastermind. So come with your, if you're trying to work on a specific lead gen strategy, or you just have questions about your CRM, what you should do to be following up. That's really what it's designed to do.
Excellent.
So
and James, if you could put that in the chat box when you get a moment,
Yep.
you don't do it right this second, but when you get
100%.
information in the chat box, and I encourage you, I can tell you this, I jump on, and I've been in the real estate business 40 years. I still don't know anywhere near what I need to know when it comes to CRM. There are so many tools to help you scale your business. And so I thank you for doing that. James, let's dive into, I know you put together a presentation, a nice visual for us. Sure. Why don't you go ahead and share that presentation, and let's get rocking. I can't wait. I got my notepad out, guys. Take your notepad, get your pen, answer the questions at the Q&A, put it in the chat box so you don't forget. James, take it away, my friend.
Cool. I'm going to share my screen here. And are you seeing that? Turning your CRM into a listing machine?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very cool. Well, let's dive in. I got a pretty brief presentation that I'm going to walk you through. Actually, the CRM platform we use, kind of show you a little bit of little way around that, and what I'm doing kind of to implement some of the things that I'm talking about in here. And then we can, wrap up with some Q&A if everyone's ready. So yeah, right. I mean, great topic. A lot of people, as they lock in here, they look at their CRM, and we're going to talk about what a lot of agents do there. But a really quick story. So a few years ago, from someone in my database I hadn't spoken to for a while, I literally got a call, and it says, "Hey, James, we're thinking about selling. When can you come by?" So there was no competition. I mean, I literally went over there knowing I was going to give a very straightforward presentation. I wouldn't be competing. There was no marketing pitch, no awkward negotiation over commissions. It was really just a warm call from somebody who knew exactly who they wanted to work with, because I've been keeping in touch with them. So, why did they call me? Because I was the only agent they knew and trusted. That's it. That was really the competitive advantage. And, that one experience led me to, something that's critically important that most agents overlook while they're chasing, cold leads or online leads. Most listings don't come from strangers. They come from people you already know. So, you don't really need to outspan your competition, but you do need to be focused on, how you're leveraging your CRM to, turn these contacts and individuals in there that are people into, a relationship where when they think about real estate, they're thinking about you. We've heard that statement for a long time, but there's so much advances in technology and with the automations in a CRM that we can leverage. So it's super helpful. So, quick question before we go any further. Just want to kind of see, we have quite a few people on here, but if you guys could just drop it in the chat box or even unmute. But how many contacts do you currently have right now today in your CRM? Let's see if we got any put takers in the chat. All right, 6,500. That's insane amount. I love it. That's awesome. Anyone else? 100, 500, about 2,000. Excellent. So cool. So yeah, and why that's important, we're going to talk about that. Let me shut my chat here. So if you have 100 in there, you're just getting started. But even at that size, opportunity exists because, again, if you have 100 people in there, it's probably people that already know you. And that's where I advise agents to really start and to hone in that database of your sphere of influence first. A lot of agents talk about, lead gen, where can I get leads? But start with the people that already know you. And Facebook's a really great way to do that. That's a whole nother course in there but a really great way to aggregate that. 300 is a solid foundation. You're likely hiding 15 to 30% potential movers right now. 500 is a gold mine. 25 to 50 people in there are going to make a move this year based on the stats. And then 1,000 plus, that's a listing machine waiting to be activated. And that potential is enormous. Most agents already have far more opportunities in their database than they realize. So it's pretty exciting. Let's see here. Move on to the next slide here. For some reason, there we go. So where else these actually come from? First agent wins. Robert talked about that. I think your metric was right about 70%. This stat that I got, 66. So that's great. What I want to focus on, in the CRM is these yellow areas, the 66%, the referrals and relationships are where the majority of people's business comes from. And you can see here, online cold leads is about less than 5%. What this does not I don't encourage you to do is stop prospecting. Robert's a prospector, again, because the first agent wins. That prospecting is what fills this gray gap here, that other 30% of your business. But the majority of your business right here should be coming from people in your CRM that you're following up with, that know you, you've engaged, they built relationships. And with video today, like, that's massive. You can really build a ton of rapport with video en masse to your database. So, what this means for you, the agent who win the listing is almost never the one who spent the most time on Facebook ads or Zillow ads. They're the ones that nurtured an audience. Maybe that Zillow lead or that Facebook lead, you've turned them into a nurture over several years. The average Facebook lead converts, roughly at about, 9 months or more. So not that they're bad leads, they're just not ready in the moment right now. They're just kind of in the research phase of that. So some great statistics here. CRM's a gold mine. Math is really simple. If you have 500 contacts in your CRM right now that are past clients, sphere of influence, open house visitors, referrals, on average, 5 to 10% of those people are going to make a move every year. And that's not a guess. That's actually established by decades of housing market stats. So that means 25 to 50 people in your current database are likely to move this year. Not in 5 years, that's actually this year. So the critical question is, of those 25 to 50 people who will move, how many of them are actually going to call you when they decide to sell? If you haven't communicated with them consistently, the honest answer is probably not many. Not many of those people are going to call you at all. They'll call whoever happens to be top of mind at that exact moment. That's where, when people are prospecting them, the first agent, that's key. But if you've been following up with them, when they think about the first agent, that's going to be you. So again, that's a huge point. If you haven't been showing up regularly with valuable content and genuine check-ins, if you do that, you'll become the obvious choice. So moving on here. So the really the $1 million CRM, and you can look at it, this is over a course of 5 years, but if you have 500 contacts in your database right now, 25 to 50% of them move. That's 5 to 10% annual mobility rate, means real movement every year based on the statistics. And you just captured 10% of them. That's 2 to 5 listings per year, 20 to 50K per year at average. So, if you're leveraging that over a 10-year picture, that's $1 million CRM right there, just by doing some of the things consistently. And imagine if you were to put that on steroids, this could be your whole book of business here with maybe, and really that's what people, I think, in real estate, that's kind of the dream of it all. Like, early on, you prospect. Once you grow, your business grows, you start to have this database of people, and you become the just go-to trusted expert with all of those individuals. As long as you're staying in front of them and communicating with them, then that's where the majority of your business will come from. So staying top of mind, the stats say that if you need to stay in front of a consumer 11 times every 90 days to be top of mind for them when they're thinking about whatever industry that is. So just a case to note, we're going to talk about how to stay in front of those people 11 times very easily with the CRM that we're leveraging. Another quick question, if you don't mind, put it in the chat box, but how often do you currently communicate with your database? Is this something you're doing once a year? You send out a holiday card or maybe an email a few times per year, monthly or weekly? Anyone put anything in the chat here? Once a month. Okay, love it. Once a month. So yeah, weekly is kind of the gold status and gold standard. And I know when I first started in real estate, I always was worried about, oh, am I being too, am I reaching out too much? Am I engaging too much? Am I sending him stuff? I don't want him to opt out. I don't want him. But here's the thing: if you're constantly building your database and by prospecting or by reach outs or by leads or any type of lead programs you're utilizing, I'm not worried about the people that opt out. I used to be very worried about that, but realistically, if they opt out, what does that mean to me? That means that they don't have any interest in what I'm offering, which I'm totally okay with, because it makes my job easier, because I just filtered out people that have no interest in what I'm offering. So it makes my follow-up easier, because once they're out of my system, I don't even have to worry about thinking about them anymore. I just need to add more people in there. So I used to get very upset. Oh man, this person opted out of my system and get all butthurt. And now I just don't care. I'm like, that's great. I know that I'm either not the guy for you. Maybe you have somebody else, or you're just simply not interested in anything that I have to share. And again, that's just one less person that I have to worry about. So let's see here. There we go. All right, on to the next one here. So why most CRMs don't produce listings? Most agents are using their CRM simply as storing their contacts. Everybody thinks that, oh, I got to have a CRM in real estate. Well, your CRM, if you're just storing contacts, use a Google Sheet, honestly. And that's perfectly fine. People have had very successful businesses, but if they're in your Google Sheet, they have to be proactive about what their process is. They'll send occasional emails. They track a little deal. So what a CRM is actually for is, if it's used correctly, it's not just a storage system. It's a prospecting and relationship engine. So, you can identify future sellers in there. When you put somebody in there, you should be appending all of their data, trying to get their current address, if they're a renter or an owner, a valid email address, a valid phone number, looking at them on social media now, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. And those are all the things that we can house in there. So if you're building those relationships, imagine that if you have all of that data on somebody, think about all the ways that you now can communicate with them. You can send them a postcard in the mail. You can send them a flyer, something physical. You can send them an email. You can send them a text message. You can comment on their post on Facebook, Instagram, all of those things. That becomes the web of you building a relationship with somebody to get true value. And then, your CRM, it's not going to be a pop-up. It's not a toaster where people are going to pop up and go, you just jump everybody in there. You do all this automation. It's really, the automation is designed to get you in conversations with people. It's designed to have conversations like, hey, I've been sending you some stuff. Is it relevant to you? Is there something I could change that would be more relevant? I know you're not looking to make a move right now, but is that something are you in your forever home? Do you have a portfolio are you an investor? Do you have more properties? So a lot of people talk. It's a great question. When you go at a listing appointment and you sign that listing, you say, hey, great, I'm going to get started on this one, but just curious, do you have any other real estate to sell? They might own land somewhere. They might have land in another state. You never know. So a great question, but the CRM is really designed for conversations. So the listing machine formula is really listings, contacts, and consistency in conversations. So the size of your opportunity pool, sorry, I jumped a slide. The size of your opportunity, every person in your database represents a potential future listing. I would say the stats that I got from my coach, as far as conversion, if your sphere of influence, those are past clients, people that know who you are, people that know you're relevant in real estate. But on average, if you're staying in front of them consistently, they convert at about a 10-to-1 ratio. So if you have 30 people in your or 300 people in your database, that should calculate to about 30 closings annually. And that's not necessarily with those individuals, but they know, like, and trust you enough to refer them to family, to friends, to other individuals there. So again, that's why the CRM is so important, because you have those contact lists, and then staying consistent and top of mind That's what's going to get you the conversions that we're looking for here. So the CRM flywheel is really, I'm going to see if I can bump this up a little bit. This slide looks a little small to me. So really the flywheel here is your database, the communication, conversations, asking them, about their journey in real estate. Do they own property? Are they, looking to purchase? Do they have family and friends that own? Just have engaging conversations about anything that's about life, really, and the value that you're doing. Is what I'm sending you relevant? Do you need me to change something? Is there something else I can answer for you regarding real estate? My questions are not, hey, you looking to buy or sell? It's what questions do you have about real estate I can answer for you? That's really, I want to be a consultant, an advisor, an advocate for them. So this is a powerful concept. And we're going to go through here as we wrap with the presentation, some of the tools that you can utilize in the Bold Trail CRM to really leverage some of that consistency there and automate a lot of these reach outs. So with that kind of wraps our presentation there. Any questions on that from anybody? And Robert, you have any comments there that anything you want to add to that?
I'd love to go ahead and
chime in.
Yeah, no problem. I'm going to go ahead and I have a couple questions that were submitted. And then if you have any questions, put in the chat box and we'll get you your questions answered. But the question that I have, James, what are the biggest mistakes agents make in their CRM from keep it actually generating listings? What are some of the mistakes that agents are making that you see?
So the mistakes the most mistake is that people aren't in here every day. People aren't logging in, and it's not, they said, oh, I need to work in my CRM. And then they block out this entire 90-minute, 2-hour time block, like once a month, and go in there. And you don't need to be in your CRM 2 hours at a time. But I would say you need to log in 10 to 15 minutes. And I have a document I'm going to share with you guys to kind of give you some steps that you should be doing daily, weekly, and monthly in there. But I think that's the biggest mistake is people just aren't taking advantage of it. They get intimidated, they get scared. And instead of, you always say, how do you what one bite at a time to eat an elephant, right?
Yeah.
People look at their CRM and it is scary. Like I look in here and I'm like, man, there's a whole lot of stuff I can click on. But if you take it one bite at a time, it becomes very manageable to you. And I think that's the biggest mistake is people try and take it at this big, I'm going to go in and do 2 hours in my CRM. And because it's something you're just not excited to do, you never get to it.
Yeah. Creative avoidance kicks in. Oh, I'm going to go to the bathroom, then I'll get into my CRM. Now, so if you were to break it down, do you have like maybe put it on your time block schedule in the morning for 15, 20 minutes to go in there and check it and have it maybe last thing you see at evening when you close down and something like that?
So for me, I have my Bold Trail open all day, every day.
Okay.
I just have it open in a tab. And why that is because right here, and all CRMs are different. I'm just leveraging, one that, the one I have access to and the most knowledge around, but all CRMs are great. And I'm going to tell you all CRMs are great and there's no perfect CRM either. I've never found one. I've used a lot, Follow Up Boss, Lofty, Bold Trail. There was some back in the day that we used. I've used a ton of them. I've used Go High Level, all of that. What's that?
Top Producer.
Top Producer.
Yeah.
Top Producer's still around. They got some great tools. And they do have some great tools that I think are great in the CRM. But again, not every same tool exists. So there's no perfect CRM. The perfect one is the one you're going to use. But I leave this open all day. And why? Because on my dashboard here, it shows me the people that are engaging with my content. You can see this was updated right here at 1:31 p.m. because I just refreshed. So anybody in here is recently been on here 2 hours ago, 2 hours ago, 2 hours ago. Funny thing is, talking about listings, this is a referral that I received from an agent in Arizona. They are in Wildemar, and they're going to be selling and relocating. I met with them 2 weeks ago, had a listing presentation with them. They're going to Phoenix in April. And when they come back, we're probably going to put their house on the market. I gave her access to the CRM. Now I know I talked to her probably, I don't know, last week, but now I can talk to her now again. Hey, Mary, I noticed that you're on the website. Anything, have any questions about anything you looked at? Simple as that. Easy conversation. So yeah, this is a friend of mine. This is my lender, actually. I have him set up. He's wants some properties in here. So I go through, and now I know, kind of because of all of these people, like what's going on with them, and I'm building a database of people and engaging with them based on their journey in real estate, or their journey in life. Really, honestly, it's just their journey in life. So yeah, but if you can dedicate 10 to 15 minutes a day in the morning, actually, if I can pull it up here real quick, this is one of the things I love. This is, and you can set this up in your account, but every morning I get an email at 7 a.m. and you can design when you get that email. You can schedule it out. But here, I got one new lead yesterday. This gentleman, here's today's tax. This is a past seller of mine. I closed on their house about 4 weeks ago, and I just needed to call and give them a check-in real quick. Hey, Adam, how's it going? You guys getting settled in? That's really the call. And then here's my calls today, and I have it designed to put 10 people on my list to call based on some criteria that it's utilizing AI in Bold Trail to create that list for me. So I get this every morning at 7 a.m. and this is kind of my tracking list for the day. I know I need to get this wrapped up today, make my 10 calls, do my quick follow-up. I need to append this lead. I need to make sure that they're ready to go there.
I love it. I get those every morning, and I tell you, it's there's a lot of clues there. Reason to reach out. That's key.
Yep.
So I have another question. What are the key systems or habits every agent should implement to turn their CRM to a true listing machine?
Sure. The habits are adding people into there and staying in front of them with some of the technology.
How about getting this guy's registration uploaded? I don't see the upload button.
Okay, go ahead. I think that was for something else. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I think a lot of people aren't feeding their engine, which you can have a My Plus Leads, for instance, has an API that you can actually push for sell by owners and expireds into your system and keep that. You need to keep the flywheel going, the engine going, and add people to it and communicate. And I think those are the things. And then also with that, I think a lot of people speak in generalities. They're like, hey, I sell real estate. I'll take any listing. But when I'm prospecting or I'm lead generating, I'd like to be a little more focused on who I'm reaching out to, because then my message can be focused. So, if you're going after move-up buyers, put them in there, create messaging. And this has become so much easier with AI over the last year, because now you can create targeted campaigns and follow-up pieces that specifically talk to that audience's pains and what they're looking for to get out of those pains. So I think those are the things that make, consistency in there, is niching, being focused on your message, adding people into the CRM that you actually want to engage with and you feel like you can provide value to, and then just being consistent and having a plan on each person that you put in there. And we're gonna kind of talk about this before we wrap today on some of the things that I do. And again, I'll share that spread or that sheet with you guys as well.
Yeah, one thing that you mentioned is you can upload, obviously your database, but you can also, my team and I, upload from My Plus Leads all the FSBOs, expireds, pre-foreclosures, landlords. You can upload it right into KV Core, now Bold Trail. Yep. I still call it KV Core 2. You can upload it right into your system. You can text them, you can call them, you can email them, you can stay in contact, you can create landing pages. There's a lot of stuff you can do because you want to be scalable. You want to duplicate yourself. The only way to really get a nice system in place. So the next question I would have, and we'll probably cover this when we wrap it up, but for an agent that wants more listings right away, what's the first action they can take in their CRM today, James?
The first action that they can take in there today is I would start promoting if your listings to that database and say, hey, this one's going to be sold quickly. I'm going to have a lot of buyers there. Do you know anybody who's looking to make a move? And that's something you can do. You can target that list via text and email.
Mhm.
You could put that out. And I would also just send out maybe a mass email to them explaining your services and saying, hey, we're coming into springtime, which is typically the hottest sales time in the, in 2026. Do you know anybody who's looking to make a move? I mean, and you could be as direct as you're comfortable being, but you can just literally send out that message to people. And I don't know the makeup of, everybody's database systems, but you could blast that out to your entire database. Hey, I'm open to take more listings, or I have this many buyers that are looking for homes. I know we're coming into springtime. I need some inventory in this, for my buyers. So you can kind of leverage it. Think about, playing matchmaker. So if you have more buyers in your database, then leverage those buyers to reach out. If you're, working with for sale by owners that expires, work with those, take that buyer list and talk to those expireds and for sale by owners and say, I have a pretty big buyer list of people. They're interested. Are you guys interested coming back to market? Or can I market your for sale by owner to my list? And then, vice versa. If you have a lot of clients in there that you think are more listing based, ask them and then leverage, hey, we have, the same thing. You're playing matchmaker. Yeah. So I think that's the first way, is just reaching out to the people that are already in there, explaining your services, maybe share your resume. If you haven't talked to them in a while, send them your resume, send them what you do in real estate, send them maybe how many listings or how a success, a success feature to them. And I think that'll could flesh out some true opportunity.
Another tool you mentioned, sending to your database, maybe one of your new listings. But if you do not have a new listing, I can tell you what, I'd be more than happy to share mine. You can share mine with your database. I know James and Kathy and Mike and everyone else on this call would be more than happy to let you share our listings. So find a home you like that's on the market, reach out to that agent. Can I promote your property to my database? It's a great way to get the ball rolling, and do it consistently. So people go, wow, that Robert, he's got a lot of listings. Wow, you know what? I have a friend at work that said they want to sell. Because people love referring people that they know, love, and trust. Is you just got to stay top of mind, because if you don't follow up with your database, I can guarantee someone else is, and they're going to win. So James, what else do you want to go over on this?
Yeah. So when I was given the presentation and I talked about 11 times, 11 reach outs or 11 touch points over a 90-day period to stay top of mind with somebody. So just wanted to share how easy that can be, because someone would be like, what am I going to do 11 times to stay in front of this individual? So this is what the tool is great for. So I'm going to go into a contact record here. And matter of fact, I'm going to set this up. And you might have to blur some of this out, Robert. I don't know what we can get away with.
I think YouTube will definitely blur it out.
Okay, so this is an individual here, but the new lead that came in. And what I want to do is I always set them up. And look, the system's telling me, hey, call the lead. He came in. Call the lead. It's telling me what to do. So search alerts. I have this automated, but because of the system that I set up when they come in as a lead, but I set them up on a search alert twice weekly. So I'm touching them twice weekly. So over the course of a month, that's 8 touches, right? We said 11 in 90 days. So there's 8 in 1 month. And the system's doing that for me. Now people go, well, I don't know if they want properties in that area. I could care less. What I'm designed to do, I'm a communicator. I'm an advocate. I'm trying to point them in the right direction. So I just set it up as general as it can be. Or if I already have some, but depending on where the lead came from or the contact, I may have some more information. But if I have no information, I'm sending them twice a week, all the properties in the entire county. Because when I see them on my dashboard that comes back, my first call to them is going to go, hey, Robert, I noticed that you're on the site looking. I know you're probably not looking to make a move right now, but is what I'm sending you relevant to what you're interested in? That's it. And then I can make adjustments from there. I can tailor it down. Hey, no, I'm really not interested in the entire Riverside, or I'll say Riverside County's huge. Is there a specific city or a few cities that most interest you?
Yeah.
Hey, cool. You're looking in those areas. Tell me, how big of a home you're looking for? 3, 4 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 1 bath enough, get all those details. And then you readjust that. Secondly, what I'm going to do here is this market report. I'm going to send them a market report every 3 weeks. And I learned 3 weeks it's an old mailer tactic, but every 3 weeks. So again, there's 8 touches. Now we have 9 touches just in the property alerts market reports. And if I'm reaching out, texting them when they come back on, that's another 1 to 2 points. So you're talking 11 times in 1 month. Lastly, I want to share another huge feature of the system, which is the mass emailing ability. So right here, you can send out mass emails, and I would recommend that you make this. Well, I'm going to show you another strategy real quick but leverage this. You can email your entire database in your system every day if you want. And they have an amazing email editor. And one thing I want to show you, if you guys really want to crush this and crush listings, here's how you're going to do it. You're going to come in here, and when you're sending out an email, everybody knows bomb and all of those things, but you're going to record a video. Say you do one once a month. You do a market update. You're going to record that video. You're going to put it in here, and you're going to send it to all your people. You have a video about your new listing. You're going to put it in here. Anytime you can be on camera, they're going to build rapport with you. It's simple. It's just like Hollywood. It's just like the movies. You see an actor in a movie, and if you were to meet them in person, you might think you know them because of the character they played in there, yet they might be an entirely different person. But you've already built a connection to them based on that. You're doing the same thing here with video and your database. So I would highly encourage you. Now imagine you're sending that out. You're doing your property alerts, your market updates. Say you're sending that once a month. Now you're already over 12 touch points that are automatically going out. And then if you're calling and texting and just following up them periodically, that's easily going to be more than enough for them to be top of mind when they think about making a move.
What I like most about that, James? You said automatically. It literally, you set it up and it just goes without you. It works when you're not. So we're leveraging these tools.
Yep.
That's the biggest takeaway. It takes a little time to go in there and navigate it and build it up. That's what your coaching hours are for. I see the same people a lot of the times because they want to master it. So jump on Coach James's weekly call, spend some time, put it on your calendar to really master this, because this is, I think, one of the most important, at least the very top of the list, to growing your business. And if we want to take more listings, we need to stay top of mind for sure. So
Sure.
Keep going. I think this is great, man. This is awesome.
Yeah. One last thing in here. Everybody, talks about sending a monthly newsletter and all of that. It's already built in the system. So I'm going to show you really quickly. It's down at the bottom here, but they built this out, and you can edit it. You can change it. But right here, there was one for 2025. There's one for 2026. This goes out every month on the 15th. So you just add this campaign to one of your contact records. You can add it to your entire database, and this automatically goes out. So that goes out once a month. You have your property alerts twice a week. That's 8 touches. Your market report is 9. This is 10 touches with your newsletter going out. You make a couple calls. You send out another email with you talking about the market or talking about a listing or sharing an experience or sharing anything you want about real estate. I mean, you've easily reached out to those people, 10, 12, 15 times. I'm sending a weekly email out, so I'm touching them far more than that. But again, this doesn't have to be hard. It just has to have strategy and consistency. That's what wins the race here. And that's what your CRM can do. And it's not hard to do. You see, and those were a couple clicks, and it's all pulling from the IDX. So everything is accurate, up to date. And that market report is pulling from information from the IDX. It's a beautiful report. It's branded to you. It's updated every time it goes out. And again, those are set it and forget it marketing, but you do have to touch them as well personally. Shoot them a text, give them a quick call. And it's not, hey, you ready to buy or sell? Maybe just share with them an awesome listing in the area that they are interested in. Say, hey, I know you're interested in, Riverside. Hey, take a look at this one. This is the best deal on the market right now. And if you come to my training, I can show you how to find those deals to share with them. But that could be a very easy call. You can find all the people. When, again, come to my training, I can show you how to pull all the people that are interested in Riverside. And, you find that one listing and you're called to that person. And again, most people don't answer their phone anymore. So, but they hear you on the voicemail. And it's very easy. So your call is, hey, Debbie, I noticed that you're interested in Riverside. Hey, I found this smoking deal at 123 Main Street. Just wanted to give you the details. Check it out. Simple.
I love it.
And that's it. So if you're consistent at that, it's great. So I'm going to pull up this real quick and I'm going to grab this and put it in the chat for everybody. So I know we're kind of getting towards the top of the hour here, but this I created for everybody as kind of a checklist. So just walk through it and we kind of started here. Daily actions, 15 to 30 minutes, Robert. I mean, that's what I really think people should be spending in there, and do it first thing in the morning. Do it when you're having coffee. That's the beauty of this. You can do this while you're having your cup of coffee in the morning. Check your dashboard, see if you've gotten any new leads, figure out, okay, what am I going to do next with these individuals in here? How am I going to reach out and touch them again? So check your CRM notifications, respond to any inbound leads, engage with 5 to 10 people. You can do this really easy. You can mass text, a certain amount of people in the CRM, shoot them out your favorite listing, your newest listing, something that got a price reduction. Add new contacts into your CRM and categorize them. Those are things you should be doing daily. Weekly actions, have 10 real estate conversations with people in your CRM. That's a huge metric there. Just real estate conversation. Again, hey, I know you're probably not looking to move right now, but do you have any questions about where the market's going, where rates are going, how the economy is impacting real estate right now? We have a lot of things. I don't want to get political here, but there's the interaction in Iran and all that. It's being talked about. Maybe those are the conversations you're having with people. I wouldn't lead with that, but they may have those questions. They may have those questions, and that's where you can go there. Monthly actions: send a market report, update newsletter, review and clean your database. And then the key principles here is consistency beats intensity. You guys spend 10 to 15 minutes a day in here, you'll start seeing, hey, this is really working. And you're going to be spending more time because you're going to have more people that you need to communicate with in there. And, conversations create listings. Really, that's it. Conversations create listings. So if you have 10 conversations per week, that's 520 per year. That's 520 at bats. And I think, Kathy, you wanted to do 20 deals I saw in your chat.
Yep.
Right? Next in this year. So you got 520 conversations. Those are at bats for you to get those 20 appointments.
25 a day.
Yep. So, there you go. And listings follow those conversations, and ask them, hey, I know you're not going to sell your house here. This is your forever home. And I love that question. Hey, I know you're probably not looking to make a move right now. I see you own this home over here. Is that your forever home? Do you plan on being there forever? Oh, no, not forever. Oh, okay. Well, where are you going to go when you decide to move? Oh, I'm going to go here. Oh, cool. When would that be? 3 to 5 years, 10 years from now? I mean, you can just have conversation with people and flesh out a lot of data just by asking questions and being curious. So this is a great template. You can pop this into Chat GPT or any of your other favorite AIs, and it'd probably build you, hey, time block my calendar and give me a, step by step what I need to be doing every day, and, utilize it like an AI coach or something like that. But this is kind of a brief template on the things, and these are the kind of the core principles on what I think will be beneficial to pull out listings from your CRM.
Hey, the cool thing about what you just said about ChatGPT building your daily schedule. You stick something like that. And I did that yesterday and I said, okay, now create the calendar that I can upload into Google Calendars. And it did it. So everything's blocked out on what I need to do now and be
I love
systematic.
that. I love that.
It's
That's
pretty
awesome.
cool.
Well, you guys are bringing the
Yes,
heat.
sir.
I tell you, we got Coach Kathy, we got Coach James. You got getting some good stuff. Hey, James, let's wrap this up. You man, first of all, thank you so much for being on. Let's wrap it up.
100%.
What's the message that we want to tell the agents that are, whether they're live here in studio, they're going to listen to it again on our YouTube channel or Spotify podcast. What's the message that we want to say to agents that want to master their CRM and turn into a listing machine?
So the message is log in, click on there, for each day for 10 to 15 minutes. Learn the basic tools. It's not difficult. I think most people are scared and intimidated because they just don't log in and just click. You cannot break it. That's the message. You can't break it, and try and break it. You can't. So get in there, get some training on it. There's tons in the platform. I do a mastermind every week. You're welcome to come to that. Anybody can show up. I put the link in the chat, and if anybody can reach out to Robert for that or myself individually. But get in your CRM, utilize it, and add people to it, and think of it just as kind of networking, but online and all that. Add people in there you want to do business with. That's the cool thing about the CRM and the people. And I've kind of alluded that about Facebook, but why not put people into your CRM that you actually want to work with? So get your database of people. They may not even know you're in real estate at this point, but you're like, hey, that guy's cool. Okay, so call them up and go, hey, I got this great website. It updates instantly from the MLS. You mind if I add you to it? I know you're not looking to make a move right now, but you'll get some info. I like to send out some general information from time to time that a lot of people find valuable. You mind if I add you to it? So add the people that you want to do business with, that you think are cool or nice people, or whatever your focus is there.
You know what, James, what I do is I have 10 people in my database. These are friends that would be invited to my wedding if I was to get wedding. I mean, those are the people that I send out to, and I say, can I send you my information? And they serve as a reminder. Hey, I like this. I didn't like this. This wasn't clear. They find mistakes, their second set of eyes. But what it does, it puts them top of mind, and the reticular activators are always out looking for business for me. They're my wow clients. They're raving fans. And I probably have 500 people in my database that I could have over for dinner this weekend. And of the others, those are folks that I've dealt with over the 40 years being in business. But finding the people that you want to work with changes your business. And it's just so fantastic.
100%.
So thanks for bringing that up. I tell you, this has been just absolutely awesome. Make sure you listen to the replay. Make sure you go see James Cottrell, Coach James Cottrell, the Bold Trail Master, every week, every Tuesday, 11 a.m. Pacific. Go to kvwithjc.com every Tuesday, 11 a.m. Pacific on Tuesdays. James, any last words before we move on?
No, Robert, thanks so much for inviting me today. Hopefully you guys got some value out of this, and certainly, show up to my meeting on Tuesday if you have any questions or anything to add. But hopefully this was value. And again, Robert, I can't thank you enough. Very grateful that you have me on.
Well, you know what? I tell you what, guys, it was awesome having you on. Just a little housekeeping before we get going. I'm so grateful to have partnered with Coach Kathy Ryan every Friday. The more training, coaching, and accountability. Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Coach Kathy and I are joined by Tim Yates, the founder of Legacy and Listings Pro. Each Friday, 10 a.m., all you need to do is go to morenowlistings.com. Remember, guys, consistency creates champions. That's the key. Kathy, would you like to say anything about that before we move on?
Yeah, just come with all your questions, your challenges, everything. That's what we're here for, is to help you.
Amen. I want to thank Coach James Cottrell. I tell you, James, this has been absolutely powerful. You are an amazing person to be in business with. I appreciate you so much. And I tell you, this is agents that are listening to this need to jump on James's call, because this is a game changer. Thanks for jumping on to the More Listings Mastermind. James is our special guest today. Turning the CRM into a listing machine did not disappoint, my friend. I also want to invite everybody next week on the More Listings Mastermind. We have a buddy of mine, Danny Balkin, from Rhode Island. He's forgotten more about short sales than anyone I've ever met in my life. That market is rearing its ugly head. Let me give you an example. I had 3 expired sellers just this week alone. The reason why they didn't sell is because they needed more to do that. Needing and actually selling it are usually different things. Those are all 3 short sale opportunities. If you don't know how that works, I recommend you tune in, because this is going to be a huge segment of our business.
Hey, Robert.
I don't want to be doom and gloom, but I want to make sure that you plug in. Yes, Kathy, go ahead.
I'm working the pre-foreclosures right now, and I pulled up 27 in Menifee last week. 5 of them were short sales.
I'm telling you, they're coming. So be on here next week, March 25th, every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. You can join us live by going to morenowlistings.com. And I really do appreciate it. And one last call to action, guys. If you want to take more listings and maximize success in 2026, I encourage you to reach out to me. Book a 30-minute strategy session. Let's take a look under the hood. Let's find out what's going on in your business, and let's go out there and just make things happen. With that said, I want to thank everybody for jumping on the More Listings Mastermind. James Cottrell, thank you so much. Coach Kathy Ryan, as usual. Appreciate you guys. And remember, we'll see you in escrow.